Howdy everyone, this is Neve with the Rainbow Cauldron, and this is your weekly general reading for February 17th through the 23rd, 2019. Alright, so as I mentioned in the last video, last week, I am using the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit Oracle deck as the Oracle deck this week, and for the Tarot deck, I am using the Steampunk Tarot. Alright, so if you're new here, what I do is I draw one card from an Oracle deck, and that will represent the general theme of the week, something to think about. And then I will pull 3 cards from a tarot deck, and that will represent the general flow of energy throughout the week. Alright, so let's get started. Okay, so the first card here is the Swan. Alright, so as I mentioned in my previous video, since this deck is brand new to me, I will be using the book that comes with it. So let me grab the book here, and here it is, lovely book. So this is a water card. Before I read the thing, I just kind of want to look around at the card itself. And so we got the water symbol here. The swan, obviously associated with water. She is a bird, so you would think air, but this is a card that I can see very much why it's connected with water energy. And a swan is generally a card about the animal itself. It kind of always makes me think of the ugly duckling, where an awkward phase turns into something magnificent. And there's also this strong sense of just a creative energy. And we see a lot of these cards coming in, so there's a lot of focus. There's this mirrored energy here. Just a strong creative energy, a strong energy of being your best self. So let's see what the book says. Okay, so the Swan. All right, effortless creativity, sensitive mystic, elegant power. All right, yes, an elegance. That's something that I didn't think of before, but yes, a swan to me represents something that's really elegant. So the swan represents heightened creativity. In Hindu mythology, the goddess Saraswati, the embodiment of language, creativity, and artistry, rides on the back of this graceful creature. The swan is ready to take us there, to the fluid realm of the writing, creating, and reflecting. This potent and healing energy is not to be taken for granted or taken lightly. When the swan card appears, your soul is calling for attention, for solo time. An inner voice is waiting to be heard, an inner voice likely to be revealed. So when your life is in balance, this card represents infinite creative power. And when out of balance, it represents agitated, snippy, lacking vision. And a way to bring it back into balance is alone time, solo time, writing, creative endeavors. All right, so that's pretty straightforward to me. Not a whole lot more to say about it. It's just that, the swan is a very creative animal. And if things are slowing down in your life, if things are out of balance, pursuing creative works is definitely the way to bring it back at this time. Okay, so the first card is the 5 of Pentacles. Interesting. All right. That is something that I wouldn't necessarily immediately think of when I think of the swan energy here. Then we have the 9 of Pentacles. Okay. And we have the bird right under here, so these 2 cards are quite connected. And then, of course, we have 2 pentacles already. And finally, we have the Queen of Pentacles. So we have a very pentacle heavy reading this week. And so what does that mean? So pentacles are associated with earth and earth energies. There's a lot of practical, not necessarily spiritual energy going on, something that's very earthly, mundane, our everyday lives. And that's a strong element this week. The Five of Pentacles. So the Five of Pentacles is a card of basically poverty. It's, a feeling of insecurity, needing support. And here we have two individuals here who are just outside this church or church-like building, and they're obviously poor, desolate, in the snow, they're in winter, they're possibly starving, and in great need of help. The little boy here has crutches. So yes, in great need of help, and they're right outside this church, so they're seeking help. And so this card, it could represent financial issues, like literally poverty. It could represent health issues, as we see here with the boy with the crutches. We can see these are children, so there's an element of things happening to them that are not necessarily in their control. They're possibly out of their control. And so the way to get out of this, the way to seek that better life is to look for help. And this is a card that strongly encourages one to look for support and help from others, and which is a little bit opposite of what the Swan was saying, because the Swan was telling us to spend some time inwardly and to take some time to oneself. And sometimes we've got to look for that inspiration, that help within ourselves. So that could possibly be the connection there. And it's, but we all need outside help sometimes too. And sometimes that's just what we need to get that success. And that's what we have here with the Nine of Pentacles. I mean, this is a card that is very well rooted in tremendous success, and deserved rewards. And this also represents sort of someone who's, not necessarily a wild person. This is someone who's a bit more restrained, a bit more who had followed the rules, and who had gotten to a place where they're experiencing their success here. And I see this connection with the Swan here. It's that creative energy. We're seeing the creative success and the success here. Yes, so whatever bump we had here, whatever issue we've had here, we've sought that help, and we are experiencing the benefits of that. And then we finally have the Queen of Pentacles here, and like I said in last week, when you get cards that are the page, the knight, the queen, or king, these generally represent a person, like an actual person in our lives, whether it represents you or someone in your life, or it may also represent a personality that you're taking on, or a personality that's being forced upon you. And so the Queen of Pentacles is resourceful. I look at this card and I think of someone who is in charge. She has reaped her rewards, and now she's using those rewards to lead others. This is a woman who knows where she's going, she knows what she's doing, and she knows how she can help and give back to the community. So there's also a motherliness to her, to the Queen of Pentacles. And it's funny because I sort of look at this card and I think, this deck has a very Victorian vibe to it, and this woman sort of makes me think of a madam at like a burlesque place or something like that. So she's, which could be a negative thing, but this is someone who, she's in charge, and she's protective, and she's a great help to others, and that help is based on the success that she has earned, that she's earned from her hard work in the past. So that is what I'm seeing this week. There's a lot of energy for mundane things, for mundane purposes. And we have the swan here that's really bringing a creative vibe to this. We're starting off needing help, needing a push off, needing some sort of guidance, and getting that guidance and being incredibly successful and going forth and now using that success to help others and to help guide others. All right, so that is the reading for this week. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next week. Blessed be. Bye.